We are working to save you money as you plan your back-to-school financials, and today we're looking at higher ed. Those student loans that many college kids who are graduating with when they get that diploma, it's going to be coming up faster than they think. So joining us today is Mike Martinez. He's the founder and president of the Pension Group out of Dublin. Mike, this is a big one for a lot of college students because 9 months is going to come up fast, and those student loan payments are going to be starting.
Yeah, there's been a lot of changes with the Trump administration. They're no longer letting them put them into, extend them anymore. Under the Biden administration, they want people to start paying back these loans. So a lot of changes have occurred.
So a lot of people are asking, if I have the cash, do I invest it all? Do I try to pay off this debt right away? Do I do a hybrid? What's the answer?
Well, certainly you have to look at what the interest rate is. Just like I have clients that are looking to pay off their mortgage, I say, well, what's your interest rate? If your interest rate is 2-3%, well, if I can't earn 2-3%, then fire me as your advisor, right?
Bye-bye.
But some of the student loans might be 5-6%. But again, we don't want to jeopardize someone's retirement because it's usually not the child that's paying for it, it's the parents. And I don't want kids to say, Mom, Dad, I need $100,000, and that's easy for a child to say. But we don't want that because then we're no longer earning interest on that to help you out from your retirement perspective. So I really stress to parents, be careful, run the numbers, work with an advisor. If you don't have an advisor, certainly give us a call to really calculate what's the best option. And maybe you pay, $5,000 or $10,000 towards that to a student loan, and then you
keep
extend
the bulk
the payments
for investment.
And you can send it out over 15, 20, 30-year period. I know my son, his wife's a doctor. She's finishing up Dartmouth University, doing her residency, and there's certain provisions that allow people to extend their loans out for a longer period of time. So that might be an option too for people.
So you got to look for those.
Yeah,
things.
Don't always look at it as I'm going to pay it off all right now.
A lot of people use a 529 thinking, okay, that way I don't have to pay and deal with the college debt. But you say that sometimes a 529 doesn't make sense. How so?
Well, when we look at a 529, it's something you're very limited in investment options. I think that's one of the things, I think Ohio, I think they use BlackRock here. We don't really get a lot of clients that invest in 529s because they're very limited as far as structuring growth. There are other ways. You can set up non-qualified accounts where, it doesn't have to be used for school. It could be used for other things as well. So there are some hidden gotcha moments with 529 plans. Be careful about that, and certainly if people have questions, they can certainly reach out to us.
Because with 529s, there's also contribution limits and withdrawal limits too. So there are so many fine prints there.
Yeah, factors or grandparents. I have 3 granddaughters now, believe it or not. Just turning 50. But you can certainly grandparents can contribute to 529 plans. There's a lot of other ways to help offset college expenses instead of just putting on the parents. Grandparents can certainly help out with that as well.
Yeah, for sure. Well, Mike Martinez, thank you so much. We appreciate you joining us. Always great information coming from Mike when it comes to your finances. So back to school, get ready. Indeed, and all week we have been helping you get control of your finances before your child goes back to school, no matter what age. So if you missed any of our financial tips from Mike Martinez, you can watch our special on 10 TV Plus. It's there anytime, so download for free and watch right there on your TV. Stacia?